Hi, everyone. So it's actually really late where I live right now, and I wasn't planning on doing this recording, but I had just finished recording something else, and I felt like the messages weren't finished. I felt as though there was another video that wanted to come through, and that this was going to be a video that was going to be very special and important for a specific group that needs to hear it. And the sensation that I got emotionally as I was preparing to do this recording and beginning to feel some of those messages come through is almost ineffable. It's almost something that I can't quite find the words to describe, but the best way that I can describe it, and even now I'm starting to tear up a little bit channeling into this because there's so much emotion here, but what's coming through most strongly is the sense of someone who was repressing a lot of emotion for a really long time towards you. Someone who was harboring feelings, but for some reason I wanted to say resentments. So it may have actually looked for a while as though this person resented their own feelings for you, because those feelings have always been uncontrollable for this person. And this is someone who comes up as a very typically rigid, disciplined, controlled energy. I saw really curly blonde hair for someone. Maybe that's relevant. I also saw glasses for someone listening. But this is a person coming up here who tends to be very rigid, very disciplined, very measured, very controlled. And everything about the way that they feel for you completely defies that. The thing I'm getting about this connection specifically is it's not something new. For the group that I'm speaking to here, this is a person that, well, the best way I can say it is that this connection is ancient. And I'm seeing a warrior, like someone with a sword who's fighting in some kind of battle. So maybe this person is literally in the military in this lifetime, but I'm getting that for most of you, this actually speaks to a past life. And a very ancient past life, which my guides are saying is really only one of many past lives that you've lived together. Because I'm getting that you're always doing this cosmic dance with one another, where this person is very rigid, very controlled, very disciplined, very much in some kind of rigid paradigm of sorts, and where you come in crashing into this person's world, completely shaking up their world and breaking them out of that paradigm, but also leaving them feeling very vulnerable because, again, of the way that they can't control their emotions for you. I'm getting the name Marcus for someone for some reason. And I'm hearing it's happening again in this lifetime. So this is a very old story between the two of you, whether you consciously are aware of those past life stories and experiences or not. But in this lifetime, I feel as though for many of you listening, you actually have a history in this lifetime with this person as well. Now, this may not be the case for everyone, because for some of you, yes, of course, maybe this is just speaking to your past life history, those past lives you've spent together. But I'm getting that for many of you, you actually do have a deep history in this life as well. Because I feel as though the two of you have had kind of a back and forth going, where at times you've connected very intensely, very passionately, and then at other times, things have been very distant or even felt cold. The word extremes is coming out. So this may be someone that you always feel as though, I got the name Kayla, and I also saw this like pearl necklace. I feel like that might have some symbolism, which, by the way, I do tend to channel very specific names, details, things of that nature throughout the readings. So whenever I channel those details, of course, only take them how or if they're connecting for you. Even if particular details don't connect for you personally, there still can be many messages in the reading that are for you. Okay, so apparently pearls can represent wealth, luxury, innocence, beauty, protection from negative energy. So what I'm getting here is, for some of you, there may be some kind of a class difference or a difference in culture, a difference in backgrounds. That will just be for a couple of you listening. For most of you, I feel as though this more so speaks to the second part of that symbolism, that protection from negative energy. And I feel that we're going to weave that more into the reading as we continue going. I haven't even pulled a card yet, so we are going to be getting into that. But I just wanted to share some of what was initially coming through between you and this person. Every time I begin to tap into their energy field, I feel like the floodgates are opening. I feel as though everything that they've tried to deny and repress about what they've been feeling, because again, this is coming up as someone who actually may have at times appeared like they resented you. You may have even thought this person resented you at certain points in time, but they've never resented you. They've resented the way that you make them feel and the way that those emotions are completely uncontrollable to them. I'm hearing I haven't cried in years. So maybe we're talking about someone here who spent years not really expressing emotion, not really allowing themselves to cry or to open up or to really feel things on a deeper level. I'm hearing with you, it's different. You seem to just crack this person wide open in a way that no one else can. And specifically, I am getting that for many of you, you will resonate more so with the feminine energy here, whereas this person would be more so the masculine energy. Although, of course, as I always say, we all do have a balance of both energies, the masculine and the feminine within each of us. So you can take that however it connects, whether it relates to your internal masculine, your internal feminine, or to an external person or situation. But specifically for those of you who connect more with being the divine feminine, I'm getting that this is a masculine who tried to connect with other feminine energies that we would consider to be karmic, people who they didn't share a similarity with on a soul level, but I'm hearing they themselves weren't really connecting with their own self on that deeper soul level. So they would kind of build these artificial connections or relationships with karmic feminines who not only didn't really require them to open up emotionally, but actually allowed them to stay closed off emotionally because it felt safer for them. But the trade-off is, throughout those relationships and connections, although they resented the way that you made them feel so emotional, so vulnerable, they also found themselves longing for you. And I'm hearing that longing never went away. I'm getting the name Timothy for someone here as well. I'm hearing if I don't see you physically, I'll see you in dreams. So maybe this is someone who even found themselves dreaming about you in those times where you may have been separated. I keep getting very strongly that there's been a very long span of time where this person was heavily in denial of their feelings for you, almost in a cognitively dissonant kind of way. The cognitive dissonance being that on a deeper level, they knew that those feelings were still there because they actually kind of resented the fact that those feelings for you were still there and never seemed to go away. I'm seeing a whale for some reason. I'm going to look up that meaning. But to finish the thought here, the other side of that cognitive dissonance is that they were trying to write off those feelings as something else, circumstantial, or trying to explain them away. Maybe for some of you, this is someone who you met when you were very young, or you met under special circumstances, and they may have been trying to tell themselves that it was just because of the circumstances or because of their youth or whatever it was that they felt so strongly for you, almost like trying to talk themselves out of their own feelings. But those feelings never went away. And I feel that ultimately they began breaking through, I'm hearing inconveniently, to the surface, even when they were trying to connect with other karmic feminine energies or other people. And the way in which their emotions for you would subtly break through the surface actually seemed to create energetic interference in every other connection they tried to pursue, almost like you were following them around like a curse. Now, of course, you're not a literal curse, but the side of them that resented their emotions for you may have at times felt that it was a curse to love you so much. And that word love just came out kind of naturally as I was channeling there, because that really is what it's always been for them, is love. Now, what else can I share about this person's repressed emotions? They tried to detach from those emotions, but it's almost like in trying to detach themselves from their emotions for you, because you are so connected to their soul, they almost had to detach in part from their own very soul, their own truest self, to get themselves to stop thinking about you as much or stop consciously feeling as much for you. It's like, in order to not feel the love for you, they would have to shut off their emotions altogether. And I actually feel that for a period of time, this person was able to do that fairly successfully, that they were able to kind of turn off their emotions, like turning off a water faucet. But I'm hearing those emotions, although they weren't literally being consciously expressed, it's almost like the water faucet was turned off, but the pressure was building. The water pressure was building in this kind of loose metaphor here of the faucet. And ultimately, that energy had to go somewhere. I'm hearing energy cannot be created or destroyed, which is, of course, something very famous in the scientific community, but it applies here in the sense that this person carried a lot of emotional energy for you that, yes, was being repressed, but it wasn't capable of being destroyed. It ultimately would have to be expressed because it would have to go somewhere. And the only way, again, that this person was even able to think about you less for a period of time, I'm hearing you may have thought that they went cold on you, but really they had completely disconnected themselves from their own emotional experience just for the purpose of also being able to disconnect from how they felt for you. It's very all or nothing. Again, because the two of you are very spiritually connected, if they are at all in tune with their emotions generally, they're naturally going to feel this love for you. It's inevitable. They can't selectively feel and connect with some of their emotional experience and not feel that love for you, because that love is so encompassing. It's so part of who they are on a soul level. And so much of that love is actually a carryover kind of love from past lifetimes where I'm hearing they've always loved you. You've always been their dominant soul connection. The thing is, they weren't prepared to meet you where you were when the two of you first connected. If you do have a history with this person in this lifetime, I'm getting very strongly that they met you before they were ready in the physical realm, that their soul wanted to meet you and felt overjoyed to connect with you and felt all of that love for you, which, by the way, I'm getting that you could sense from this person. You could sense their excitement to meet you and connect with you. You could sense that love. But the thing is, they were not physically capable of continuing to sustain it at the time, because they quite literally were not ready. I'm getting the word abandonment. So this may be someone who has a very strong fear of abandonment or some kind of abandonment wound. And so I feel that what happened here is when they sensed all of this unconditional soul love from you, which they were entirely unfamiliar with experiencing. I'm hearing this may not even be love that they'd felt from family members, let alone romantic connections or friendships, but you showed them that love. And while it touched them in such a deep way that they would never be able to forget it or stop loving you back, they also had to heal with Healer of the Ages upright. They could not move with you into the natural progression forward of that love that you were ready for. And so I feel that that's why this person seemed to go cold on you for a period of time, why things seemed to disconnect. I'm hearing it was very painful for the both of you to be in some kind of separation or disconnection if that did happen in your situation. And I'm hearing it was equally painful for this person, even if they didn't show it. In fact, maybe even more so, because not only were they dealing with the pain of the separation, but also this guilt of knowing that it was because of their unpreparedness to meet you in that energy of love that they now had to lose you or be separated from you. And I feel the pain of that was almost unbearable for this person during that time of separation. It's interesting because I'm seeing some kind of a resurrection happening. And I feel that for the two of you, there's been this energy of resurrection, of something coming full circle. And that was another download I kept hearing all day, was that something is coming full circle. Something is coming back around again. Because all of those repressed emotions that this person had been trying to deny and to hold back came flooding to the surface. And for some of you, I feel this already led them to reach out or reconnect or come forward with some kind of openness that they didn't have in the past. For others of you, this is something that you've been sensing happening in the astral realm and energetically. And so you've been sensing that this person is now feeling all of the emotions that they were repressing back when the two of you first connected or during the time that you were separated. And so you were drawn to this video because you're very intuitive and you've been picking up on that. So you're sensing that this person is preparing themselves now to very soon be coming back in. And I just keep hearing they're coming forward this time with more openness, with more softness in their energy. In the past, this person may have come off more harsh and cold because they were fighting what they were feeling. But I'm getting now more of this energy of surrender, like they're giving in to what they're feeling here. Now, I did get the indecision card. I'm hearing dead-end roads. So it seems as though when this person was trying to let go of how they felt for you and trying to possibly even connect with other karmic energies, they could never fully let themselves lean into those energies. Meaning, for example, if they tried to be in other relationships or connections, those connections would always reach a point where this person could go no further. And they wouldn't even really consciously know why. They would just have this sense that they'd reached a point of no return with that person and had to end the connection or disconnect because they couldn't progress it further. But the real reason that they couldn't go deeper or go further with that person is because they knew on a much deeper, maybe more unconscious level that they were still harboring these strong feelings of love for you that may have not made logical sense to them, but they were there nonetheless. And so it's almost as though their heart, even though they were really trying to disconnect from their heart would still hold them back from fully moving forward all the way with anyone else. For some of them, they may have avoided making deeper commitments in these connections. So for example, they may have been dating someone that they just couldn't propose to or couldn't marry, or maybe they were connecting to someone that they just couldn't make a commitment to at all, that they couldn't solidify a long-term relationship with because they knew deep down that eventually the feelings they had for you were always going to win out. We're always going to come to the surface. So I'm going to shuffle and pull a few final messages from this person, although I will say I don't think we've heard the last of this energy. So if this is connecting and you do want to get more updates on this person and this energy in the future, then I do recommend subscribing to the channel. Join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. But I also want to share with you my personal, most powerful tool for manifesting in my own life. And these are subliminals. Subliminals are audio meditations that contain unconscious spoken affirmations. And these affirmations are so much more powerful than just using traditional spoken affirmations because they're actually targeted to your subconscious mind. And research shows us that it's actually the subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So when we use subliminals to reprogram our mind in a more positive direction, we are actually accessing this unlimited subconscious power, and it can really fast track our manifestations in life. I have personally seen this in my own experience as I started using subliminals several years ago, and I've seen the most powerful results using subliminals than any other meditation tool that I've tried, which is why I still use them to manifest every single day. And I'm so excited to now be sharing my own library of subliminals with all of you through my app, Sound and Soulful. So in this app, I have over 130 subliminals for all areas of life, for love, relationships, for energy clearing, manifestation, mind power, appearance, and so much more. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you get access to every subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can even read the affirmations while you're listening, and you can create your own custom private playlists. Specifically for this reading, I would most highly recommend my subliminal called Love Magnetism, because this is designed to deeply clear out any energy blockages you might be storing that could be preventing you from fully accessing and manifesting your highest vibrational timeline in love. It can also be used specifically to harmonize or manifest within a specific relationship to a certain person, or it can be used just generally to clear your energy and vibrate more at that very powerful magnetic frequency of unconditional love, which will attract so many positive things and opportunities into your life. So the link to download the Sound and Soulful app and get started by trying it out with a 7-day free trial is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's pull some final messages from this person. What does this person's soul most want to say to you? I want a future with you. What else can I channel here? I knew you were the one when I met you. Wow, those are really beautiful messages right away. I got the name Rachel for someone. We have the 7 of Cups. I actually feel this person saying, I know that you have a lot of choices, a lot of options. Maybe they perceive that you're someone who is very desirable in a romantic sense, where you could have many different options romantically, many different people vying for your attention. But with the 10 of Cups, this person's soul seems to be saying, I know you have all of these options, but I truly believe that we could build a beautiful, happy, stable life together, that this could be really the ultimate wish fulfillment for the both of us, is what I'm getting from this person. I'm also hearing them say, I know it doesn't get better than this. So they really do perceive you as being the person that has always brought the most happiness into their life. So I am going to close the reading there. I really hope something connected with you in a meaningful way. If so, I would love to hear from you in the comments underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.